See this stupid thing? I have two thumbs that dislocate on command. And tonight, my thumb dislocated while I was wrestling with my boys. I was not in the mood to put them to bed. I am glad that tonight my wife put the boys to bed.
Yeah, it's Prezi.
Perfect.
Yeah. I know we taking a dub, cause I've been dying to win. We champions, we champions. Eyes on the prize, cause I know that it is mine to win. We champions, we champions.
All right, it's Shout Out Saturday. We've got a great show ahead for you today. This has been a great week for us. Had a great week of shows with our Joe Jones on our Scripture Sunday and Daryl Johnson on our Testimony Tuesday. And then Matt joined me again for Wrestling Wednesday, and we had Kyle Sweeney come on, professional wrestler. Excited about that. Today, we give our shout outs to those that are helping us through the quarantine. And for me, the biggest thing that's happened during this quarantine is, I did not have the best 2019 health-wise, okay? I gained some weight. I was not in a good spot. And during the quarantine, even though I've done DDP Yoga for the last 3 years, off and on, I really, after New Year's, I really committed to the program and to being a part of it as much as I can. And there are a lot of things that helped me through that, but one of the big things that helped me was being on the DDP Yoga Facebook groups. And the DDP Yoga Facebook groups helped me out a ton because, when I was doing the program originally, I would just do the same 2 or 3 workouts and I'd get burnt out of it. And, or I would reach the point where I could do the workouts fine and I wouldn't feel challenged. So, being a part of these groups, I stumbled upon another group called the 15-Day Challenge Coin Contest. And so I looked at it and I was intrigued and I joined the group. And so in this group, led by Scott French, who's going to be our guest today, Scott is motivating us to hit 15 workouts in 15 days, any DDP workout. And those who don't know, DDP, Diamond Dallas Page Yoga, check it out. It's awesome. It'll make you feel amazing. So the premise of his 15-day challenge is that you work out 15 days straight, and at the end of the 15 days, he has a drawing, and the winner gets a challenge coin. Okay, and I have my challenge coin right here. I was very excited to get it. It's an example of a lot of the cool things that he does in his wood shop. Okay, and mine's on a magnet, so I can put it on my shirt. I can hang it on a sign on the wall. I can hang it on my fridge. There's a lot of ways you can show, just such an awesome. I'll put it up here. Such an awesome design, and I'm excited to have Scott on tonight. So I'm gonna let Scott tell you his story. He's a veteran. He has served our country. Just a phenomenal guy. Really has a heart for people, trying to help people out. And I'm excited about that. And, on my show, I like people to be able to tell their stories. And so I'm going to bring Scott on. And the first question I'm going to have for you, Scott, is what kind of inspired you to get into DDP Yoga? And, what was kind of your story of how you came to be a part of this all?
Hey Bradley, good morning. Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it. So yes, to answer your question about DDPY and what inspired me and got me started. I'm 58 years old. I've been doing DDPY for about 1.5 years. I'm a disabled Army veteran, got hurt in the airborne school, busted my ankle up and my feet, changed the way I walked, and eventually it blew out my knees and my lower back. And so that's why I've got a wheelchair handicap license plate on my vehicles. And I take as few steps a day as possible now because I am injured and hurt. But I found DDPY about a year and a half ago, and I saw the famous Arthur Borman video, and I was inspired. I felt that maybe I had hope once I saw another fellow soldier use the DDPY program to get healthy again. I saw that if he could do it, I could do it. I have, so anyway, I've got a blown ankle, 2 blown knees, 5 herniated discs in my back, and then about a year ago I tore the rotator cuff from my shoulder, being an idiot, by doing these psycho push-ups that I should not have been attempting at that time. But either way, I've had to persevere and overcome these injuries, and I've used DDPY to do it. So about a year and a half ago, the doctors wanted to fuse my lumbar, my spine. They wanted to fuse my 5 herniated discs together in my lower back, and then shortly thereafter, they were going to replace my knee. And I knew I hadn't been owning it. I knew I had not been doing everything that I possibly could to own my life, to take care of my health. And I was about 50 pounds overweight. I was depressed. I was injured. I was broken. And I was allowing myself to sit there in my pity party. And then I found DDPY, and I decided that I was just going to take charge of my life again and do what I possibly could. I asked the doctor what I could do to avoid spinal fusion surgery. He said you can drop the weight and tighten your core to give you some internal bracing to support your lumbar. So I was terrified. I didn't want to have that surgery on my back. So I instantly started dieting, losing weight. I found DDPY like 2 weeks after the doctor said they wanted to do that. And so I found DDPY, and I have done it just about every single day. On most days I do DDPY. It's been physical therapy for me. I was going to physical therapy at the physical therapist. I was going to the VA hospital for therapy and treatment. And eventually, though, they release you on your own. Once you go through your injuries, you go through your physical therapy, they release you. So that's when I found DDPY, and I decided to make this my physical therapy. And so I have avoided I have avoided the knee replacement surgery, not just with DDPY, but I've also gone through 6 rounds of stem cell therapy treatment and injections in my knee. So between the stem cell therapy and DDPY for my knee, I have avoided total knee replacement surgery. Then right after that, I tore my shoulder. So I started, it was crazy, man. I can't run, I can't jump, I can't do martial arts anymore. I can't do that impact anymore, not with all of my injuries and at my age. So non-impact workouts is my thing, and that's why this DDPY is my everything. So after about 3 months of doing it, I realized that, I promised the universe that if I could avoid these surgeries, that I would pay it forward and help other veterans for free. I would get certified in DDPY and train other veterans for free. So I started the training program to become a certified instructor, DDPY instructor, about a little less than a year ago. I'm really close to getting my certification. I've been teaching DDPY 2 nights per week at the American Legion, offering free classes to veterans for about 7 months now. So I'm already teaching, and being a martial arts instructor and a head instructor of the art of Kempo Karate, I'm used to teaching classes, and it's actually wonderful to be back in front of people, helping people again.
First, I just want to say thank you for paying it forward with that. You know, between the 15-day challenge we've already talked about, you know, and Scott making these challenge coins to kind of inspire us and call something out in us to be excited about our workouts and to push ourselves. You know, to go and serve that way by helping other veterans experience what the recovery you've experienced. You know, and I know when DDP started the whole thing, you know, his time in wrestling made it so he could barely walk, and you know, this program was designed so that he could kind of recover. And you know, he's 60, he's over 60 years old and still wrestling, and he's just a phenomenal guy. And I want to thank you, Scott, for sharing your story. It's very inspirational that you can make it this far, and it's great that Arthur's story helped you out. Hopefully the stories continue to get told, because that's the only way people know that they can make it. They need to see somebody that has been in their situation and know that somebody else has done it, so I can do it too. Okay, so thank you for sharing that. And again, sorry about it was a rough path to get there, let's put it that way, but the way you're paying it forward and helping others, you're the man. I really appreciate you. I can watch your live, whether you're doing a live workout, you're doing a drawing, or you're just on live just to talk, man. You have a good heart, and you have a heart for people, and that's awesome, and I appreciate that. I hope you know that. Next thing I want to ask, what are your goals moving forward? Okay, you've told us a lot about the injuries and how DDP's helped you to avoid surgery. What are your goals with DDP Yoga, and what are kind of the next steps for you as we go along here on our journey?
So, what are some of my goals? Well, first let me tell you where I was at. So, a year and a half ago when I started this program, I was already retired. I had retired back in 2010, and I made a mistake. I didn't have a game plan for retirement. I figured I'd ride my Harley Davidson and drink beer all the time and just be happy, and it doesn't work that way. But then when my injuries, when I got out of shape is when that's when all of your injuries come back and talk to you. So when I retired, I allowed myself to lose discipline. I got out of shape. My injuries came back tenfold. And then I blew out my knee for the third time. And it was at a pretty bad place. Then we moved here to Phoenix, Arizona. And then I just found myself sitting in that chair, going to the VA hospital for 3 or 4 hours a week for physical therapy and treatment. And I was not putting in the work to help myself. So then I found DDPY, and I made the decision. It was literally, I just made the decision. I said, that's it. I'm done. I'm done being broken and injured. I'm done with all this pain. I was eating the wrong foods. I wasn't taking care of myself, and I let things spiral out of control. So I made the decision. I flipped that switch, and I decided to hit that mat all the time. 3 months into it, I avoided the spinal fusion surgery. And then what I did was I started going through rounds of epidurals. So I went through 3 rounds of epidurals on my spine. And at the same time, I was supporting my lumbar through DDP Yoga and working out and losing the weight. After 3 months, and after I lost about almost 40 pounds, I think it was like 34 pounds, 35 pounds in 3 months. And I went back for more x-rays and MRIs, and the doctor had realized that I had supported my lumbar and I had avoided the surgery.
Man, brother, again, I just appreciate you being willing to share your story. It is the stories that kind of draw you into DDP Yoga. The Arthur Bormans and the guys that, have overcome a lot of obstacles. And, you see them on the videos. You see them become trainers. You see them, hold contests like what you hold. I mean, it's an awesome thing, the DDPY community. So for those of you that don't do DDPY or haven't heard of it or thought about it, you can get a 7-day trial for free. Check it out, But kind of to close things today, I just want to kind of ask you, this thing's beautiful, man. And I know on your live videos, you say you're not an artist, you say you're a craftsman. But looking at this thing, man, the details, the extra time you took to make it extra special for somebody that, you don't know. You put in a lot of work on these. The 25 that you gave out in that drawing, that I was very lucky to be one of the guys that won one in the drawing. I've also seen some awesome things in your garage that you've shown while you were handing out the coins. So why don't you talk to us a little bit about what you got going on out there in the shop, and what are some things that you do, besides just the challenge coins that you use to inspire us. What are some things that you do out there, to create for people?
Oh yeah, and excuse my appearance. I'm wearing a beanie because I haven't had a haircut in 3 months, and I'm looking pretty wild. But yeah, so other things I do in the burn shop, I do military plaques, I do family coat of arms, family crests, and things like that. I'm a wood burner. I use a soldering iron type wood burner. I've been wood burning since 2012, and like I said, I started doing plaques and just simple things. And then I started doing military plaques, family crests, and coat of arms. And then recently I started doing challenge coins, where I take a wooden disc and I burn it, and then I whatever pattern or artwork or design on the front the customer might want, or just anything I'm creating. And then I've been applying Swarovski crystals to give them some bling. And then recently I started a new product line, which you'll be hearing about. I'm coming out, and I'm going to announce it here first, is I'm coming up with some dog tags. So this was like one of my first wood burning pieces ever when I started doing challenge coins. So this one's really not that great, but the ones I've been coming out with are a lot nicer. And now I'm going to be coming up with dog tags. So it's live, announced live on your show first. But yeah, those are the things I do in the burn shop here, which is basically my third car garage. I moved all my stuff out there. So.
All right, Scott. I just really appreciate you and for you coming on, and I would tell our listeners and our viewers to go check out your website, theburnshop.com. I'll make sure I put the link down in the comment section, and I'll also add links to your Instagram. If you go to his website, just go to his website and see the amazing things that he has created. It's really impressive. And, like I said, you can see the craftsmanship on this piece. It's only the tip of the iceberg, man. Check out his site. Check out his work. It's phenomenal. So thank you, Scott, for coming on, and this shout out's for you, brother. And just thanks for coming on. If you have any last words for us, any inspirational words, we appreciate it.
Thank you, Bradley. Thank you very much for having me on your show. I hope that you and your family and your loved ones and your people out there are all doing safe. All we can do, put in the work every day, keep our mind right, put in the work physically, and you too can be positively unstoppable.
All right, well, it's time for us to kick it over to Franklin, all right, which he's a volleyball, so you wouldn't kick it, but sorry, that was a dad joke. Kicking it over to Franklin for our trivia this week. The guys at KLTS Sports Talk been doing an awesome job for us on the trivia questions, and this week is another good one, so check it out.
Hey guys, back again for our week 3 trivia question. It is another 2-part question that is basketball related. In the 1986-87 NBA season, which of these achievements did Michael Jordan not achieve? Is it A, 3,000 points, B, a 50% field goal shooting percentage, C, 100 blocks, D, 200 steals? And the second part is, who was the head coach during the 1986-87 season? Please remember to post your answers on the KLTS Sports Talk Twitter page, and best of luck.
All right, and remember, if you guess it correctly, your name will be entered into a drawing for a prize that is to be named later, but I'm telling you, it is going to be pretty awesome. Okay, I'm just waiting for it to be here before I actually present it, because it's kind of almost too awesome to explain. So with that being said, I thank you guys for watching tonight. We will have a Scripture Sunday tomorrow, and really excited about some of the things we got going on coming up. I've got some really good power hitters coming on to the show, and I'm pumped about that. On Tuesday, we'll have Daryl Johnson, or sorry, not Daryl Johnson. I've had Darrell and Daryl spelled the same, and now I have Daryl Jones, DJ, my man, wide receiver number 1 from the U, who is now a pastor. He's going to come on and give his testimony on Tuesday, which is going to be awesome. And next Football Friday, we are going to have the man from the Midwest Boom, J.R. Niklos. He's going to come on and talk a little bit about, the origins of Boom and the philosophy and where they're taking the program. And I'm really excited about that. Just a phenomenal guy. And with that, I hope you guys have a great Saturday night and enjoy your weekend. I'm probably going to kick on to to Ed Reed's Instagram Live and listen to some tunes. So maybe you join me there. All right. Talk to you later. Peace.
Yeah, it's Prezi. Perfect. Yeah. I know we taking a dub, cause I've been dying to win. We champions. Eyes on the prize, cause I know that it is mine to win. We champions. I know we taking a dub, cause I've been dying to win. We champions. Eyes on the prize, cause I know that it is mine to win.